to do a video about the SpookyFest merchant. I've talked a bit about the merchant in the SpookyFest live stream, the SpookyFest event video. I've mentioned a few times, but so the SpookyFest merchant is here in this menu. Generally speaking, there's like 4 pages of items, and you use these Spooky Festival coins to buy them. You can also access the merchant via the coin menu just by going to coins. You can actually just right-click on this or click on this and you hit spend. It'll actually bring up the merchant. So for whatever reason you still have these coins left over after this event, you can still access this shop. So if you want to save these for later because you're not sure what you want to buy, that is also an option. And you get the Spooky Festival coins from here. You just trade in candy. Sometimes you have a chance of getting a coin. Most time you won't. Grand prize, probably roughly about 10%. It might be a bit lower this one. People say they nerfed the rates. In previous events, it was about 10%, but so maybe some people just got bad rolls. But otherwise, you can get great enchantment runes, chaos cores, gold, or artifact coins, and you just turn in the candy here. There you go, got another one. Like I said, we'll just turn in this candy here. See what else I get. Chaos cores are not bad, though. You can always use more chaos cores. Lets you max out, evolve your artifacts for your heroes. Runes are good. Lets you enchant glyphs. The artifact coins are only 400, so it's kind of meh. Artifact coins and gold are the meh items, but the enchantment runes aren't too bad. That's like 500 emeralds worth of enchantment runes. But obviously you do want, you're hoping for the festival coins. So in that 3,000-ish emeralds, I only got one, but that's probably not too far off, about 10%. But so a lot of people like always wonder what's the best thing to buy, and the best thing really, here's the thing, I say the best thing to buy for most people is going to be the chaos particles, and here's why. So I've said this a few times. Pets are, you can move pets around as much as you want. Right, anything you spend on heroes are going to be a sunk cost into a specific hero. Whereas there's pets, there's only 8 pets, but you can change the patronage as much as you want. You can if you put a bunch of stuff into Biscuit, and if, like I said, just because you wanted Biscuit on Maya or something, and then you decide you don't want to use Maya anymore, right, you can then take all your investment in Biscuit and put it on a completely different hero without losing anything. But if you put a bunch of resources into Maya, you maxed out all of our skins or whatever, and then you decide, I don't really like Maya, or I don't think Maya's right for my team, and then you don't use Maya anymore, those are all sunk costs that you will never recoup, right? And you can replace Maya with any hero, right? And you never know when they're going to release a new hero that totally changes the metagame and makes that hero a lot worse. Like, Jorgen used to be the best hero in the game. Then Sebastian came out, not so good. Satori's not so good after Sebastian, etc. So you never know when a hero that's really good now might not be so good later. But pets, there's only 8 pets in the game, and every team is going to want like 5 pets for patronage. So unless all your pets are... Unless you got all your pets to where they have 11,064 patronage power, like, you probably still need to buy chaos particles to level them up. I mean, I've been playing I've been playing this game 2 years, and I've been here since the pets for first release, and I'm still working on pets, and I've put in some resources in this game. So unless you're one of the players who have spent literally thousands of dollars on this game, you're probably still working on pets, and so that makes chaos particles a very, very safe investment. For 99% of you, this is probably going to be what you want to buy. There's nothing in this event for Titans, so you really just want to focus on what's the best thing for your heroes. And for most players, it's going to be chaos particles. But we will talk a bit about these other items. These Spooky Festival dolls, I did talk about this already. It's like, you have a chance. You mostly just get gold. You can get some pet eggs. You can get candy for a chance at another Spooky Festival coin. But, if you're lucky, you might break even. But most time, you're not. You're going to be on your Spooky Festival coin. So I think this is kind of a bad one. Pet summoning eggs aren't too bad. If you still don't have Absolute Star pets, you can get some of these, but it's a lot easier to Absolute Star pet than it is to max. It's a lot easier to Absolute Star all your pets than it is to max out all your pet items. So for most people, Chaos Particles is going to be better. Skin Stones. They're okay. I kind of feel like skin stones are kind of a lower value just because skin stones, you have to spend them into a hero. Like, but I was just saying, like, they are sunk costs. I feel like they're an inferior version to the chaos particle. So if you buy like a bunch of strength skin stones because you want to dump all those, because you want to max out Astaroth skins or whatever, but then you get to the higher levels, you realize maybe Astaroth isn't that great of a tank. You stop using him. All those skin stones you bought are now sunk costs into a hero you're no longer using. But again, if you bought a bunch of chaos particles to put into Oliver to use on Astaroth, right? If you stop using Astaroth, you can then move the Oliver patron to a different hero, and your investment is not wasted. It is still a safe cost. Hero soul chests, only if you're a new player. I think, like I said, for the most part, I think these are kind of meh. Max getting an absolute star heroes is pretty easy after a few months. But most of your main team will probably be absolute star. But if you are still early, you haven't maxed out, you have an absolute star, Sebastian or Celeste or whatever, or other key heroes that you're working on, this might be worth it, and it's okay to get it because you do get credit for if I can find it, maybe I've already look this one, right? You get the credit for collecting souls. Like, I would think it's really not that great of an item. Hero soul chest, I don't think are that really worth, but if you're really but if you really need some souls or whatever, then it's okay. But for most people, I don't think it's that great. Plus the stone stuff. Like, so when they first added these to the shop, there wasn't, you couldn't actually buy these with chaos particles or whatever. You couldn't buy the flawless ones with chaos particles. For pets, the only way to do it was actually beating level 12 or 13 adventures. The Dusk and Dawnstone you could get on 11s, but these ones, you had to be level 12 and 13 for the Sunstone, Nightstone, and Moonstone. Now they're a lot easier to get. They lowered it. You can get the Moonstones and Sunstone, Nightstone in level 11s now, and you can get the Dawnstone, Duskstones in level 10s. Yeah, so these are not nearly as valuable as they used to be. Like, these used to be a lot harder to get. Now they're not. And you can also just buy them with chaos particles now, which didn't used to be the case. So these ones, I would not buy these. I would recommend heavily against not buying those. Items. So these ones, items, generally the purple ones aren't as valuable. It's like, generally if you're going to buy items, you really just want to go big, go on the red items. And the reason for that is like, yes, it's 5 coins for them, but it takes a lot of energy to farm items. But even that, for most, again, but this is kind of goes what I say is like, you're buying items to invest in a specific hero, which means if you equip that item to that hero, that is investment sunk into that hero. And for 5 coins, that's a lot. I mean, for that same 5 coins, you can get 3750 chaos particles, 3,750 chaos particles for 5 coins. When Summer event came out in summer of 2020, right? I still was not in chapter 15, so I actually could not farm some of these items. So I actually did buy Piercing Gaze and Awaken Mind. That is actually how I got Aurora and Celeste to Red Plus 2 initially, because I wasn't able to farm these items yet. You can buy a Merfair. I'm not a big fan of Rarity Fair because Rarity Fair is kind of overpriced. If you do farm the items, it is cheaper to buy energy and then farm these items over time than it is to Rarity Fair them. Especially for these higher end, like especially for like the lower end items. Like maybe that's not quite as bad on the higher end because you are spending 10 energy per raid. But I would still, like, this is a lot of coins, and I think unless you've already maxed out patronage on everybody, you're probably better off just buying the particles. And if you have maxed out pet patronage already, you've probably got to a point where you have most of these items you need. Like, it's okay to buy a couple of these if you're like at a place where you can't farm chapter 15 stuff yet. And then you want to buy a couple of these because you can't farm it because you need to, because you need that last piece to get Aurora to Red Plus 2 or whatever. Like, it's kind of a niche case. For most players, I don't think these are what you really want to spend it. Like, I mean, I think 99% of the time, Chaos Particles, these are the right choice. This is the best thing you should be spending your things on. Yes, they're not necessarily hard to get, but these are the most utilitarian resource for everybody. For any, like I said, just for pretty much anything, you're always going to want Chaos Particles. And like I said, unless you're a player who has all 8 of your pets, all of them are Violet plus 3, and you've maxed out all the patronage gems on all 8 of your pets. Like, it just, no, you probably want more chaos particles. Like, this is where even me as someone who's played for a couple years, been here since pet's first release, I'm probably going to spend all my coins on chaos particles. And that's generally what I recommend, like, pretty much most people to do. Anyway, I hope you guys found this video informative. Thank you for watching.